Welcome to Faithful Narrations. In today's video, we will discuss the very first hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, a foundational teaching of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. This hadith carries a deep and important lesson for every Muslim, and it is a great way to start our journey in exploring the wisdom of hadiths. This hadith is narrated by Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, one of the closest companions of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, reported that he heard the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, say, "Actions are judged by intentions, and every person will be rewarded according to their intention. So, whoever emigrated for worldly reasons, or for a woman to marry, then his emigration will be for whatever he migrated for." At first glance, this might seem like a simple statement, but this hadith holds profound significance for every aspect of our lives. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, is reminding us that the value of our actions depends not on the action itself, but on the intention behind it. This is a concept known as Niyyah in Arabic, which means intention or purpose. In Islam, the purity and sincerity of our intentions are critical to whether an act will be accepted by Allah or not. Let's take a closer look at this hadith. In the time of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, people were making the hijrah, an emigration from Makkah to Medina. This was a momentous event, as it marked the beginning of the Islamic calendar and was a turning point in the history of Islam. However, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, did not simply focus on the physical act of migration. Instead, he emphasized the internal aspect, the intention behind it. What does this mean? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, told us that an act like hijrah, which may seem to be the same for everyone on the surface, will carry a different reward depending on the reason behind it. If someone made the hijrah for the sake of Allah, seeking his pleasure and the establishment of Islam, their reward would be great. But if someone emigrated for worldly reasons, such as for financial gain, to escape oppression, or for personal reasons like marrying a woman, then their reward would be tied to those worldly goals. This principle can be applied to many areas of our lives today. Let's consider prayer, one of the fundamental pillars of Islam. If a person prays because they feel it is an obligation, or they want to show off to others, their prayer will not be accepted by Allah in the same way as someone who prays sincerely with the intention of pleasing Allah. It's not enough to simply perform the outward action of prayer. The true reward lies in the intention with which it is performed. This brings us to a very important point. Intention is everything. It's not just about what we do, but why we do it. And even when we are unsure about the outcome of our actions, we can always control our intentions. Whether we are working, studying, helping others, or even in moments of hardship, we should constantly strive to purify our intentions. Now you may ask, how do we ensure that our intentions are pure? First, we should seek knowledge about the actions we perform and how they can be done with sincerity. Every action in Islam can be turned into an act of worship if done with the correct intention. For instance, if you work to provide for your family with the intention of fulfilling your responsibilities and seeking Allah's pleasure, that act of work becomes an act of worship. Second, we should constantly make dua to Allah, asking Him to purify our hearts and intentions. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, frequently sought Allah's help to maintain sincerity in his actions. By turning to Allah and asking for guidance, we remind ourselves that our purpose is to please Him. Finally, self-reflection plays a critical role. Before every action, pause for a moment and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is this for the sake of Allah or for some worldly benefit? This moment of reflection can help us align our actions with our true purpose. In this hadith, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, also makes a very important point about the nature of reward. The reward is tied to the intention, not the action itself. This is why two people can do the same thing but receive different rewards. One may do it for the sake of Allah and the other for personal gain, and their rewards will be different. This concept can be extended to everyday life. Even something as simple as a smile or helping a neighbor can become an act of worship, if done with the right intention. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, taught us that Allah rewards us for every good deed, even the smallest ones, as long as the intention is pure. So how can we apply this hadith to our daily lives? We can start by ensuring that everything we do aligns with the greater purpose of pleasing Allah. Whether it's work, study, family, or social interactions, we should ask ourselves, is this for the sake of Allah? Will this bring me closer to Him? If the answer is yes, then even the most mundane tasks can become acts of worship. In conclusion, this hadith teaches us that the sincerity of our intentions determines the value and reward of our actions. By focusing on purifying our hearts and keeping Allah at the center of everything we do, we can ensure that our lives are filled with acts that are pleasing to Him. May Allah purify our intentions and guide us to always act with sincerity. Thank you for watching Faithful Narrations. If you found this video beneficial, please like, share, and subscribe for more insightful lessons from the Hadiths of the Prophet. Peace and blessings be upon him.